Today I want to talk about the top 5 mistakes when designing or making YouTube thumbnails. This is from a creator myself that has been doing YouTube for 12 years, and I've put out nearly 5,000 videos or 5,000 thumbnails. So I've definitely learned a lot about what to do and what not to do. For those that are new to the channel, my name is Nathan and I run a popular YouTube channel called Unspeakable. We have multiple channels under the Unspeakable brand, but the biggest one has almost 19 million subscribers, and I've been doing YouTube ever since 2012. And today I want to talk about thumbnails. One of the most complex parts of YouTube is getting someone to click on your video. And it's also the most confusing part, simply because thumbnails are so complex, yet they have to be so simple at the same time. And getting someone to click on your video is the first step to building your audience. It's the first step to getting views. It's the first step to building your brand, getting subscribers, and everything else after that. You have to get someone to click on your video before anything happens to your YouTube channel. So let's run through the top 5 mistakes when designing thumbnails. Now, obviously, I can go super in depth about these mistakes, and we do that in Blueprint University, but we're gonna run through these very, very quickly. The first one, and the easiest one to understand, is your thumbnail of your video is too complex. A lot of the times when we make a YouTube thumbnail, we wanna put a lot of things in it because there might be a lot of things going on inside of our YouTube video. But some of the best thumbnails on YouTube are simple. They're easy to understand. You can look at them and within a couple seconds, you know what's going on inside the video. If you look at some of my most viral videos, like filling my house with packing peanuts, sneaking into a water park, or any of these videos, if I flash the thumbnail on the screen for just 2 to 3 seconds, you can probably understand exactly what the video is about. On the other hand, if I show you a thumbnail that's complex, it has moving pieces, it's trying to show things that don't really come across well in photos, it's not as appealing. You might be confused and you don't know what this video is about. And trust me, it's not just with my YouTube channel. I guarantee you, you can go to any YouTube channel and go to some of their most popular videos and just look at their thumbnails. I will guarantee you that at least 95% of the channels you look at, their thumbnails will be very, very simple. So that is mistake number 1, making your thumbnails too complex. Instead, make them simple. Problem number 2 is one that's a little more difficult, but your thumbnails are not different. The whole purpose of a YouTube thumbnail is to get someone to click on your video. But if your thumbnails look like everybody else's thumbnails, then they're just going to blend in with the crowd. They're not going to stand out, and people ultimately might not click on your video. Now, the reason this one is a little bit difficult to solve is because the obvious solution is to make your thumbnails different, right? If you're not making your thumbnails different, then you just want to do the opposite and start making them different. But the problem is how? How in the world do you make them different? And a lot of the times, it doesn't have anything to do with your thumbnail, but it actually has to do with your video idea. Instead, thinking of a different video idea, an idea that not a lot of people are going after, or an idea that's unique to your category of content, can bring different thumbnail inspirations to your video. So that's where that problem gets a little complex to solve. When I first started my YouTube channel, all of my thumbnails looked like other creators, but my video ideas also looked like other creators because I didn't know what I was doing. I was just following the path of another creator. I was looking up to creators, getting inspiration. But over time, as I got better and better at making YouTube video ideas, my YouTube thumbnails also changed with that. So keep that in mind. When I was growing my YouTube channel from 0 to 1 million subscribers, one of the biggest problems I had was creativity. Being a content creator is all about being creative, but sometimes it's hard and ideas are messy, unorganized, all over the place. So that's why I developed Blueprint. Think of your Blueprint as your brain as a content creator. This is a place where you can store and organize all of your video ideas, your content calendar, your release dates, your filming dates, your video scripts, your thumbnails, all connected in one place. Me and my team built this as a tool that we could use for our YouTube channels, but now it's time to share it with the world. And the best part about it is that it's 100% free. You can make an account today, right now, using this link right here, or check the link in the top of the description. I promise you'll love it. The next big problem with designing YouTube thumbnails is that they're not realistic. Not every creator has this issue, but but you want to make your thumbnails realistic. You want to make them believable, because think about it from a viewer's perspective. If I'm about to click on a video, I want to know what I'm about to click on is real. I don't want to hear some voiceover, talk over, documentary. I want to see the real thing. I want to get what I clicked for. So your thumbnail has to also be that way. It has to look realistic. I want to say about 3 to 4 years into making Minecraft videos, I started making my Minecraft thumbnails super unrealistic. I started to make them animation thumbnails. They were super beautiful, cinematic looking, and these thumbnails just did not do well. And then about a year or so later, I started just taking screenshots in the game, which looked very realistic. I stopped all the animation, beautiful thumbnails, and I just took a screenshot right inside the video, and my video started going viral, simply because my thumbnails were realistic, but more importantly, they were believable. Before someone clicked on my video, they believed that the thumbnail was true. The next big mistake, mistake number 4, when designing YouTube thumbnails, is it doesn't make you curious. Curiosity on YouTube, online, and honestly in our entire world pretty much rules the ecosystem of entertainment. Think about some of the best movie trailers. At the end of the trailer, it leaves you curious. What's gonna happen next? What is that guy gonna do? How are they gonna get over this obstacle? Whatever it is, you're curious and you want to see the film. And YouTube thumbnails are the exact same way. In fact, it's the same way with billboards, advertising, pretty much anything in marketing has to leave the consumer curious in order for them to take action. Now, this problem is also a difficult one to solve because it depends on what your audience is curious about in your category of content. Every single audience, every single viewer, and every single category of content is going to have different curiosities attached to them. To help you solve this problem and figure out what your viewers are curious about, you have to dive deep into the viewer's obsession of why they watch your videos. Why do they watch your niche of videos? Why do they watch your category of videos? And really figuring out what makes them curious. Fun fact, my first video to ever hit 10 million views on YouTube was a very simple video called How Much TNT Does It Take to Blow Up This Minecraft House? And the thumbnail was a picture of a house with hundreds, if not thousands of blocks of TNT underneath it. And this title, this thumbnail makes you curious. You want to click on the video because you're curious. How much TNT does it actually take? And throughout my YouTube journey, in every single YouTube title, thumbnail, and video idea, I try to make the viewer curious. For example, when I filled my house with packing peanuts, that is a crazy stunt, a wild thing to do, but it also makes you curious. How did he fill his house with packing peanuts? How did he clean it up? What does it look like? How do you use the kitchen? How do you walk around the house? Can you jump into the peanuts? You want to click on the video so you can get the answers to these questions. And that brings us to problem number 5, which is one of the most complex issues about designing thumbnails, but it's also one of the simplest things to understand. And that is that you have to be authentic with your title, your thumbnail, and your video idea. And what I mean by that is that when the viewer clicks on your video, they get what they clicked for. It's a very simple thing to understand, but unfortunately, it took me years to understand this. You also have to realize that your video title, your video thumbnail, and your video idea, these 3 things are all the same. For some reason, a lot of creators think these 3 things are different. Like your video idea is different from your video title, and your video title is different than your video thumbnail. They're all the same. Your video idea comes first. That's the most important thing. It's the bones of the operation. Your video title is basically your video idea, just in a better worded way. And then your video thumbnail is simply a picture format of your video idea. But the other piece of this puzzle is to make sure that the viewer gets what they clicked for. So within the first couple seconds, maybe the first 10, 15, or 20 seconds of the video, they are seeing what they clicked for. Now, you don't have to show them the entire meal that they're about to receive when they watch your video, but they should at least get a tease of what the video title and the video thumbnail is. So that right there is my 5 biggest tips when making YouTube thumbnails, and it took me years to actually learn this, of course. Now, that is just the top level of information. In Blueprint University, we go way more in depth, and we also break it up into 3 difficulty levels of easy, intermediate, and pro levels. So if you're interested, check out the link in the description, but you can also subscribe to the channel because we post free tips every single week on how to be a better YouTuber.